PNG happenings.
Remember to subscribe to our channel for more stories like this.
The motion there to actually put you as the nominee for PM, you said you got knocked back, 3 times? Due to a technical error, due to a technical issue that was deemed by the Private Business Committee.
If you recall at the time, we raised the issue on the floor that, you see, you have normal parliamentary motions. The vote of no confidence is a constitutional motion, which means it overrides all other things. What Parliament has done, you see, Parliament has its standing orders. In the standing orders, it makes its own rules. So I think about 15 years ago, they began to subject the constitutional motion to the Private Business Committee. And they did that by amending the standing orders. You see, when the Constitution was written and the VONC was put in there,
yes,
it wasn't subject to the standing orders. But parliamentarians, being the way they are, parliamentarians, like, if you have very power-hungry, very evil members of parliament, they look for ways to bend the rules and, in fact, many times break the rules as well. So, up until about 15 years ago, motions of no confidence were never subjected to the Private Business Committee, but they are now.
Wow. Because
they wrote it into the standing orders. So, essentially, they look for all kinds of reasons to throw the motion out. The Private Business Committee was essentially initially set up to look at private members' bills that go before the floor. So their primary role, as stipulated initially, was just to check if, like last time, seems like last month, Billy Kamel, walking amendment, yeah. That is their role. What they've done is they've added an extra role in there, which is to prevent votes of no confidence. So when they denied it the first couple of times, you remember we argued on the floor. We said, look, it's a constitutional motion. You can't do this. And then they were like, take it to court, take it to court. Typical, I always say, an evil member of parliament will always say, take it to court. We have the ability to fix things, but they'll say take it to court because they're protecting themselves.
Yep.
Good man, I'm not to go to court. I'm like sit down and straight him.
Something at meriton.
Yeah, you mistrate him or not. But this guy's no. So you can tell immediately that you take it to court, which James Nomane did. You remember?
Yes.
Honorable James Nomane did. So Nomane took it to court. And we knew all along that the Private Business Committee was exercising powers it did not have. The Private Business Committee has no powers over the Constitution. The Constitution overrides all of us. It has power over all of us. The entire country has its basis in the Constitution. You take the Constitution away, and this country is meaningless. We are a constitutional democracy. That's what we are. So, the basis of everything we do comes from the Constitution. What these guys have been successfully doing illegally is putting themselves above the Constitution. That's what they have been doing. And because all 5 of the members are Pangu Party, and they've decided that this is what they're going to do. And these are not idiots. These are very smart people with, university degrees and all of that,
True.
So that's what they've done. Now the court has told them that, no, you can't. And I think this is the second time the Supreme Court has ruled to say you can't do that. And it's the second time members of parliament have chosen to, in fact, offend the Constitution. That's what they've done. And this is why, if you recall, Honorable Brian Kramer stood up and said, look, we're going to go to court and sanction you under Section 23 of the Constitution. If you offend the Constitution, there is a rule there where you can be charged with it and you can get up to 10 years in prison.
Wow.
PNG happenings.